If y'all don't mind, I'm going to run that back just one more time. This is one of my friends. I am blessed to be able to say that this is someone I know personal. This is one of my friends, my ex-coworker, Miss Rita Giddings. She is singing at the Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, where Pastor Tony Evans is the founding pastor. And when I say this sister can blow, her kids can blow, I love to listen to her sing. I just want to hear that one more time, because, baby, when I say she brings the tears to my eyes, she does. Because this song is absolutely beautiful, and it seems like Rita gave it all that she had. We're going to go for it one more time. I'm going to have to take a tissue and wipe my eyes. What a beautiful song. This song was simply one of the old hymns that says, just walk in the light, the beautiful light, wonderful light, because Jesus is the light of the world. That was the whole song. And this song always blesses me. I done got choked up over here listening to Rita blow, because, baby, when I say she wore that song out, she wore it out. There was a snippet of it that I just wanted to share. I thought it was worth the share. And I want to thank you all for coming down here and joining me in Lady Ro's midweek chat. Y'all almost didn't get Lady Ro, but Lady Ro came home and took a nap. Baby, today was a day at the job. It was one of those days, but I am grateful to have a job, grateful to be able to say I'm employed. And I do pretty good. I'm grateful for all of that. But today was one of those days I just came home and I was going to try to stay awake. And, ooh, honey, sleep was like, go get it. And that's what I did. I went for it. Thank you, Living for Me, for joining the live. She said, good evening, Lady Ro chat. Please come in, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Do all those things, please. Thank you, Symmetry, for joining. She said, good evening, Lady Ro and chat. Hey, Sister Mod at Living for Me. I appreciate it. Yes, Symmetry. When I say I needed the nap, sometimes you don't know how you need some rest, but I needed that rest. And the Lord woke me up right on time to do this live. I still got enough time in my evening that I could do this live and be able to move forward. I am grateful to the Lord for that. I just want to appreciate you guys for coming down here again, like I said, and joining me for midweek chat with Lady Ro. And we're going to talk about the things. I've been over there running up and down the publications just like y'all have. And I actually have seen a lot of things going on, a lot of things being said, a lot of things being talked about. And I just want to come down here and talk about some of them, some of the things I found interesting. Midweek, I don't really want to get into anything heavy like politics, but I do want to come in here and get some pop culture going, because I like pop culture just like everybody else like pop culture. And I think we can be so inundated with the news that we really need a comic relief or just something that will just take our mind off of the tragedy that is going on in our world. So, anywho, today we're going to talk about Royce, because she came down to the social media and Royce said, I said what I said. We're going to talk about Britney Spears. Britney is back in the headlines. And then we're going to talk about Bernie Mac's daughter, Janice McCullough. She is a divorced mother of one. Janice is really out here. She has set her mark in the world. She had a podcast at one time. But we're going to go over there and listen to her because she got some questions. So we're going to go over there to the Instagram and we're going to listen to what she was talking about a couple of days ago. Because I really believe that she has a story. I believe we should listen to it. I believe we should all take interest in what people are doing. Everybody's not for everybody. But I really believe that she was giving something in her podcast that other people was not. And it seemed like she was doing well for a while. Then she said she felt like someone had came for her and she wasn't able to get out there. So we're going to go over there and see what she's talking about. So yesterday on Hollywood Unlocked, first, let me get through some things before I start moving forward. Please like, share, and subscribe. I almost got beside myself. What's wrong with me? Fair use disclaimer. Some material in this video is used under U.S. Copyright Fair Use Section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of news reporting, a little bit of education, and a whole lot of criticism, I'm sure. Some commentary to go along with that. All views expressed in this live, they are alleged, and in my opinion, and they're all for entertainment purposes. Please don't go out of your way to dislike anyone we're going to talk about, and please subscribe to this channel for more updates, more things, because we come down here and we talk, we chit-chat, we get in the comments, and we have us a healthy dialogue. We're not over here fighting, we're not over here arguing. We're just talking and just enjoying each other's company. That's it. That's all. Live for Me said, just ready to talk. That's all. That's it. We're just ready to have a good time for a short time, get some stuff off our minds, and reset for the rest of this week. We've got Thursday and Friday, and then most of us have the weekend off. In fact, this is my 3-day weekend. I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. So I'm going to relax and enjoy myself. Hey, Queen Script. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in here. I appreciate it the most. Believe it or not, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Every one of you are important to me, and I'm glad you take time out of your day and your busy schedules to come down here and listen to me rattle off at the mouth, because I really do appreciate it. Let's go over to Hollywood Unlocked. We're going to talk about this guy right here. We're going to talk about this guy. We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about her. We're going to talk about her. We're going to talk about her, the wife, and her husband. Her and her husband. Honey, why on earth did she let him beat her down there to the courthouse? Why on earth would you allow someone to put your life in jeopardy, quote unquote? You said it. I did not, allegedly. You said he put your life in jeopardy, and he beat you to the courthouse. Girl, is you okay? Hold on. Is you okay? Amy? Girl, are you okay? Knock, knock, knock. Come on in here. Are you okay, Amy? Y'all hear Amy? Amy? Are you okay? Child. I don't know if Amy's okay. I really don't know if Amy's okay, but girl. Anywho, let me click my little banner. Let's do fair use because I'm going to be using some stuff that ain't none of mine. But yesterday afternoon, an edited clip posted by Hollywood Unlocked showed Braylon Howard on Instagram Live with two friends talking openly about feeling neglected by his father. He wasn't disrespectful, just a teenager expressing hurt about the relationship. As we know, Braylon is 18 years old, and he's had a what is the word I want to use? Troublesome, tumultuous, in the words of Quad. He's had a past that really that really could affect the average person without counseling and make them really go off the rails. I want to send a shout out to his mother for making sure that he was in counseling. I believe she said his counseling continues. She also says she continues in counseling. because she too has allegedly experienced some abusive things at the hands of another person. And so she actually is in therapy as well. But Braylon went live talking to his friends on Instagram, and Roy said that she heard the conversation. She felt like she needed to join in to make sure that it didn't go off the rails. And I really appreciate her because she was just doing what a mama does. A mama bear, kind of we hover over our babies and we try to take care of them. Queen Script says she's about to get a charge. I believe she will. I believe this is enough to get you a charge. I mean, girl, I don't know what she expected to gain by coming down here with that booger sugar, but it is what it is. Now, let's remember, this didn't happen in a vacuum. Just a few days earlier, Dwight Howard's soon-to-be ex-wife, this chick right here, this one right here, allegedly, she came out and she was telling us some things that she said had happened. She was telling us without telling us, but telling us and telling us. When I say it was a bunch of garble, jobble, it was a bunch of all of that she was giving us. But we knew that something had happened. And then she held up a bag of Coca-Cola and she said that was what was causing the problem. This lady was so upset, she was almost hyperventilating, literally, like runny nose, tears just flowing, snot and I've never seen anything on TV or the internet like that. She really was feeling emotional. So just a few days earlier, Dwight Howard's soon-to-be ex-wife, yes, he filed for divorce shortly after, went online herself. Amy appeared emotional while holding a bag containing what looked like Rick James' favorite party supplies and pills. Now, I'm not sure. I guess that was what was in the silver valve, was maybe pills. I thought it was more of the stuff that was in the bag. I don't know. I don't do none of that stuff. Never been around anybody who does, but some people know more than I know because I don't know a whole lot. The video quickly circulated, and many viewers questioned what exactly they were watching because her movements and behaviors seemed unusual. During the online moment, Amy stated that Child Protective Services had removed Dwight's daughter from the home and placed the child in state's custody. Soon after this, our girl Royce, she went live online. And Royce was pretty much doing her thing. She did a live and she was saying, "What did you expect, Amy? What did you think was gonna happen, Amy? Amy, did you think I was lying all this time? Did you think it was a game, Amy?" And this is a beautiful picture of Royce. And I really feel like, I don't want to say that she was vindicated, but I want to say this thing that we know now, that Royce apparently was not telling, she was telling us the truth this whole time. And I think when we try to tell, because I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, Royce needs to stop talking." I think we do a disservice to victims when we tell them to stop talking. You never want to silence a victim. Silence the abuser, not the victim. We got this thing twisted up in America. We're going to have to work this thing out through seeking out our own soul salvation. I said before that the Bible says in the last days that men will call wrong right and right wrong. And I believe this is one of those instances. We have to learn, hey, Lady B, we have to learn how to point out what's wrong. What's wrong is how she was treated. If she talk about it every day, she was the one who experienced that issue. She was the one that experienced the abuse. She was the one that was going back and forth to the courtroom. She was the one that was trying to raise a son and being fought every step of the way, allegedly. So who are we to tell her to stop talking? Be quiet. You're talking too much. Who are we? I think some of us need to do some soul searching. Get out down there deep. Maybe you got some cobwebs in the corner. Get you a broom, sweep up them corners, and see if you can get all that together and see if you can find a little bit of sympathy in your heart. Because what if the shoe was on the other foot? How would you react? Would you just be that mellow person? And maybe you would. Maybe you would just let your abuser have his way with you and you would just be quiet and not talk about it. But then you're going to have those that are going to get out here and they're going to tell the world. I was abused. This happened to me. That happened to me. That happened to me. And I am so glad that Royce didn't let nobody shut her up. I'm glad. I am grateful and I appreciate it. Girl, don't let nobody shut you up. You shut up when you're ready to shut up. Keep talking. Apply more pressure. The pressure is getting greater. Girl, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. Lady B says she's at work. I'm so glad you're listening, Lady B. I appreciate you even thinking about this and coming down here. So Royce went live. She talked about it. And Royce explained that Dwight's family has had a long-standing connection in Georgia within law enforcement and on the judicial benches. She believed that those relationships have always given him a life of upper class access and protection. And if what she's saying is true and what Amy is saying is true and nothing has been done, then it seems as if he has been protected. But we're going to move right along. Even while addressing the situation, Royce remained careful with her words. And she did. Even when talking to Carlos King, because she did an interview with him on Monday, she was very careful with her words. And Carlos just let her talk. If anybody watched that live, Carlos just kind of, sat in the background and he let her talk. Hey, that's me, AD. Thanks for coming on here. I see ya. And again, Royce has been out here telling what she wanted to tell. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth people don't always want to discuss. Custody battles in Georgia can be extremely difficult. And when one parent has money, celebrity status, and deep local connections, many women feel like they are fighting an uphill battle in the system. And I believe that's probably across the board. I believe that happens in a lot of states, not just Georgia. And Royce did say this has always been about the children. She made that very clear. She came out. This has always been about the children. In cases involving powerful athletes, or public figures, critics have long argued that the legal landscape can feel especially intimidating for mothers trying to challenge them. And I believe that. I do believe that. I believe that, again, it happens in other states because I'm going to say this here. I saw in the news recently that Dak Prescott, Dakota, he called off his marriage. He was engaged. Like he's been engaged for a few years, but yeah. I thought they had gotten married because they had a couple of kids, I believe. At least I know they've had one. But as of last week, he called off the engagement. I don't know what caused it, but child, these boys ain't trying to be hitched up with nobody. Do you hear me? They gonna just do what they want. Anyway, back to what we was talking about. Royce also spoke compassionately about Dwight's other children, including the heartbreaking reality that two of his children have lost their mothers. Oh, okay. Queen Script said, yeah, 2 babies. I knew they had one, but baby, it's 2 babies. And he said, we ain't getting married. We ain't, girl, you should have took him across that altar a long time. You let him stall way too long. You let him stall. I don't know what the reason why they broke up, the reason why the engagement was called off. I don't know none of that. What I do know is Dakota built her big, fine, beautiful home out there in North Dallas. Beautiful home. And child, anyway, moving forward, let me get on up off of that. During her live, she mentioned those mothers by name and told those children their mothers love them, which is so important. Kids have to know that their parents love them. Symmetry said they have 2 children. So okay, I'm glad that I wasn't the only one that thought they had 2. You said rumor has it that she refused to sign a prenup. And you know what, Symmetry? That was what I was supposed to say, but I said, let me get up off of it. I felt like she didn't want to sign a prenup. And we do know Dakota signed a big old fat contract with the Cowboys. I think it's been about a couple of years ago when he signed that big old contract. You think he gonna give up all his hundreds of millions? Girl, you know better than that. Anywho, Royce said after nearly 18 years of Royce speaking up, people are starting to realize that something was going on. Something was going on. This girl can't be, all this can't be fabricated. She cannot be totally crazy. Something's going on because now this other girl is saying it too, right? Sometimes the women everyone called dramatic was simply early. She was just early to the punch. She beat everybody getting out there, and she had to You know, she gave the punchline and people wasn't ready for it. People wasn't ready to look into it. And there are some of us who have always believed her allegedly. I've always believed her allegedly. Allegedly. I've always believed this young lady. I've never not believed her. Not one time. Not one time. I have not believed. I've always believed her. And I'm going to tell you again, Royce, keep your foot on his neck. Apply more pressure. Apply more pressure. The pressure is getting greater. Keep applying that pressure. Because after a while, something's going to break. Something, if you keep applying pressure to that neck, something is going to break. It's just a fact. Queen Script said, I've always believed her. Me too. Living for Me said, me too. I'm with you. I've always believed her. I've never said, oh, she's out here making it up. Girl, stand on top of a building and sing it if you have to. Give her a mic. Somebody drop a tune so she can rap to the beat if she need to. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself whole. And I mean that. I mean that. It is horrible for us to be telling a victim to hush up talking. That's horrible. It is a disservice to everybody, every woman, every man who have been abused at the hands of another person. That is also abuse. I'm going to put it that way. Telling them to hush up is also abuse. Shaq, girl, keep singing it. Keep singing your song. Girl, give her the mic. Give her the mic, mister. Give her the mic. Destiny AD says she tried to tell people about Dwight years ago, and he put them lawyers on her. Definitely. He definitely did. Tried to hush her up, and she kept talking. He garnished her wages. She kept talking. Now we're like, oh, Royce said it. Royce was telling us this. Royce was down there. She was down there to the basketball wives. And she was talking about it, and she was down there to the Instagram, she was down there to the YouTube, and she was down there to the Facebook. She was over there on the Twitter, and she was telling them what was happening, but nobody was believing her. What has to happen for us to believe these victims? Does someone have to be unalive? Does someone have to be hurt, seriously hurt, before we start believing people? Anyway, Quinn Script said he was always after her because she wasn't lying and would not shut up. Baby, do you hear me? We are there. Dwight, yes, I understand what you meant. That's me, AD. Because I knew you meant Dwight. I knew it. That's Living for Me said, yeah, she couldn't even blink his name. He was suing. Exactly. That man drug her in and out of court, and y'all got the audacity and the unmitigated gall to say you need to stop talking. Girl, you want my mic? I'll give you my mic, and I will let you use my husband's big old speaker that he blasts the neighborhood with every night. Girl, come over here. Get this mic, get the speaker, and you start singing your song. Sing your song, baby. What key do you want? A flat? Whatever it is, baby, we'll figure it out. Because I want you to keep applying pressure. Let's be honest for a second. Royce is still youthful, still dancing, still charismatic, and still great television. She actually said that she feels like she's been blackballed from TV because of him. She doesn't have any factual proof, but she really believes that. Who are we to say that it's not true? Who are we? Carlos King, where are you, baby? You need to be on top of that. Getting her on the television show. Give Royce down there to the own. And give her Bell Collective wherever she is, Los Angeles, Atlanta, wherever she may be. Give her something. Give her something, let her work on it. Give her a dancing show, because she has a group of girls that dance. I forgot what their names are. Because she told us recently that she was getting ready to go on a cheer competition or a dance competition, and apparently she was at the airport getting ready to fly, and they called her and said that her contract had been canceled. That's the craziness that she's gone through. That is the craziness she's gone through. It was sad to see how he was obsessed with bringing her down. Queen Script. And I think it was because she has such a stage presence. So he felt like the only way he could bring her down or to shut her up was to bring her down. Allegedly. Because dance mentorship, reality shows, he can do something. Do something like the Dancing Dolls. Do something, Carlos. Go on over there and help Royce. You want to get her interview? I'm sure they made you some money. Go over there and figure out a show for her. I know you got something in the back of your reservoir you could pull up for her. She has the talent, the personality, and the storyline. And honey, vindication is Excellent television. We may not believe it, but it definitely is. Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, let's go on over here to this next girl. Now I don't know what she going through. I don't know what she going through. But yeah, Britney Spears was arrested again last week for a DUI. Child. Britney Spears. We're going to go over to the Associated Press. I pulled up an article and let's just read it for a minute. Shout out to the Associated Press. They always bring me what I need to see and what I want to hear. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Britney Spears arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of alcohol and those other things that people play with. Britney Spears was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of alcohol and smugs near her Southern California home and released, authorities said. A statement from Spears' representative called the arrest inexcusable. Inexcusable. Okay, girl. The California Highway Patrol said officers received a report shortly after 9 p.m. Wednesday that someone in a black BMW 430i was driving fast and erratically on US 101 in Newbury Park, California, in Ventura County, near the Los Angeles County line. The 44-year-old pop star, the only person in the car, exited the freeway and pulled over. A CHP statement said she appeared to be impaired, took a series of field sobriety tests, was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of a combination of alcohol and the smugs, and was taken to a Ventura County jail. The CHP said chemical test results are pending and the case remains under investigation. Says Spears was booked early Thursday morning and released at about 6 a.m. She spent very much time in there, according to jail records. This was an unfortunate incident that is completely inexcusable, a statement from a Spears representative said. Britney is going to take the right steps and comply with the law, and hopefully this will be the first step in long overdue change that needs to occur in Britney's life. Hopefully she can get the help and support she needs during this difficult time. We're going to pray for Britney. We're going to pray for Britney. That's all we can do is pray for Britney. We ain't got nothing else for Britney. We ain't got nothing else for Britney. Britney, star child on the Mickey Mouse Club before becoming one of the biggest pop icons in the world. She shares 2 sons with her ex-husband, Kevin Federline. I always love that name, Kevin Federline. She has a son, Sean, that's 20, and Jaden, who is 19. After her public struggles in the late 2000s, Britney was placed under a conservatorship in 2008, primarily overseen by her father. We know that she kind of fought through that so that she could get her independence from her father. The arrangement lasted 13 years before it was officially terminated in November of 2021 after the global Free Britney movement gained momentum. But here's where public concerns remain. Since the conservatorship ended, Britney's social media behavior has sometimes worried fans, including the viral knife dancing video, which prompted authorities to check on her before she later clarified the knives were just props. Poor Britney. Britney just be going through. Let's be honest. Let's be honest about Britney for just a minute. We've seen this kind of celebrity spiral before. Stars like Kanye West, Amanda Byles, and Charlie Sheen. Well, girl, we saw Charlie Sheen. He went through there. We ain't heard from him in a long time, but baby, he went. Charlie was just at her wilding out. Have all had moments where the public watched someone struggle with fame, money, and unlimited access made things harder to manage. And it just did. According to page 6, Britney recently spoke with her mother and her sons last Wednesday, and sources say the interaction had a positive outcome. So I guess she doesn't have a lot of interaction with her kids based on just some of the things that I've read. So maybe slowly the family is reconnecting. I know that her and her father don't really talk, but I'm going to tell you this. You never get too old to not need your parents. You need your parents, child. Both of mine are gone. And I'm an old lady. And I need my mama and I need my daddy. Sometimes I curl up and be like, I need my mama. So I really hope their relationships can make amends. Because when someone has long time, lifelong fame, enormous wealth, and a diagnosed chemical imbalance, freedom without support can sometimes feel like it's being handed the keys to a Ferrari with no driving lessons. And we have seen that. And the internet, oh my God, it's not exactly the calmest backseat driver. We know that the internet can cause things to just spiral out of control. You guys, let's see what y'all are saying about Brittany. Live for Me said Brittany is still trying to make up for the years her parents took control of her life. I believe that too. But she stays out of the limelight. Then when she comes in the limelight, it's for something like this. And I really think that's unfortunate for her because I believe at the core of it, Brittany's probably a good person with issues that a lot of people have. A lot of people have issues. They do. I'm sorry. It's people that walk among us every day and we sit and have conversation with. They may have issues. I'm just being honest. Okay. All right. That's me. AD said, I like Brittany. I'm surprised she turned out like this. Me too. Because when she was younger, I thought, oh, what a beautiful girl. Then when she got married to Kevin, then when things went for a spiral, like, oh my goodness, what happened to Brittany? But I pray to God that things work out in her favor. All is not lost. All is not lost. Charlotte just had a great biography on Netflix. Sad but true. I'm gonna have to check that out, Queen Script. I did not know that. Brittany be popping up like surprise, surprise, girl. Yes, surprise, surprise, and that's exactly what she be doing, popping up on us like surprise, surprise. Woo! Anyway, y'all, let's move on. My next person I want to chit chat about is Bernie Mac's daughter. We loved that. I don't know about anybody else. He said her implies, yes. Surprise, surprise for sure. I don't know about anybody else, but I was a big fan of the man known as Bernie Mac. Really, really a big fan of his. I love Bernie Mac. When he passed away from sarcoidosis some years ago, it was something that kind of, I think it hit anybody who loved reality TV or loved comedy, kind of hit us hard. He was one of the original kings of comedy. And this is his daughter. Her name is Janice. Janice is the only child of Rhonda and Bernie Mac. They only had one child. Their last name is McCullough. Bernie Mac was his stage name. It is not his real name. It is his stage name. And I really, again, I love Bernie Mac. I used to watch the Bernie Mac shows, and I still watch the Bernie Mac show in the reruns. I one of them girls that probably keep it coming on because I will come over here and watch it in the evenings when I come home. I love it. I love it, baby. I love. He wants some milk and cookies. I love all of that. I love everything about it. Um, Queen Script said she saw him live 2 times. Great performer. I saw him one time in the Kings of Comedy. Girl, that's been about 20 years ago. Oh my goodness. It's been a long time, but I was a big fan of Bernie Mac. My brother, whose birthday is today, happy birthday, big brother, he actually introduced me to the comic Bernie Mac. I remember going over his house. He was like, "You gotta hear this dude. He is so funny." And we sat and listened to him. And I was like, I really do like him. And he said, his name Bernie Mac. Keep look, check him out, check him out. Thank you, living for me. I'm gonna have to tell you. He's over there. If you I think we're friends on Instagram. Go over there on my Instagram. I posted a video of him and I at my birthday party. We did a 360, honey. We danced. My brother, when I say hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. My husband say, if I don't talk to nobody every day, I'm gonna talk to him. And he's probably right. I talk to my brother every single day. Every day, my brother called me and I'm gonna talk to him. You know why? Because he my brother. That's why. You know why? Because we got the same mom and dad. You know why? Because we got the same DNA. This is exactly what I be telling my husband. Are you jealous? Are you jealous that I talk to him every day? We don't be talking about nothing. It's just my brother. And he'll come through here and scoop me up in this big old F-250. And baby, child, I be posting pictures like this guy done kidnapped me. My brother's hilarious. He is hilarious. You said, yeah, a long time ago. Queen Script, yes, a long time ago. Bernie's been gone, I think 20 years. I think they just celebrated the 20th anniversary of his passing. Let me look and see how long has it been 20 years, Bernie? When did you leave us, Bernie? Oh my goodness. Bernie Mac passed away in 2008. So 18 years. It's been a long time. Long time. Oh my goodness. Bernie Mac's real name was Bernard Jeffrey McCullough. When I say I was a Bernie Mac fan. Yeah, thank you. I'll tell him Queen Script. I would tell him. They used to call her Jawbones. Okay. Her daughter? I didn't know that. His daughter, I mean, their daughter. Yes, happy birthday to you, brother. I will let him know. Definitely. Yeah, almost 20 years. 18, almost 20 years. I know it's been a long time that his voice was made silent. And I'm gonna tell you, when I heard he was in the hospital, girl, I went to the altar and prayed for Bernie Mac on Sunday morning. I remember watching online, it was like Bernie Mac's in the hospital dealing with this lung issue, and child, they called altar call a church. I went up to the altar. We're gonna pray for Bernie Mac, girl. We're gonna pray for Bernie Mac. I put his name in the little pot. Oh my goodness. You said no, that's part for the movie. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. But yeah, I really like Bernie Mac. But this isn't about Bernie Mac. It's not about Bernie Mac. This is about his daughter, Janice. We're gonna talk about Janice, the beloved daughter of comedian Bernie Mac. Janice is a divorced mother of one. She recently took to social media to speak candidly about her experience after she launched her podcast. Oh, you said House Party 3. Oh, yeah, I remember House Party 3. Oh, girl, you taking me back. Those were some good. All the house parties was good, but ain't what none of them as good as the first one. And I told y'all, my niece last year for her birthday, she did the house party theme. And when I tell you, we was rocking her house. We was packed. We was shoulder to shoulder, but it was a house party. Loved every minute of it. We did an 80s throwback, and then we did the house. She did the house party theme. Had a DJ in the house, girl. We circling around the DJ, but it was a good time. When I say it was a good time. That we still talking about that house party. Great party. Simply said it was so sad. He is missed. We all love Bernie Mac, and I'm so glad that we have the videos and the comedy to always remember him by. Because this man, he left his mark on America, and he only had one child. And I love the fact that Janice still carries his name, McCullough, even though she's not a guy. The legacy, it continues with Janice. Janice talked candidly about her experiences when she launched her podcast. According to Janice herself in a social media post, some individuals who publicly praised her father allegedly treated her very poorly behind the scenes, even going as far as undermining her podcast. Now, she didn't name no names, but she had my mind wondering about who it could have been that did these things to her. Now, to be fair, some big names did not support the show. Guests have included Cedric the Entertainer, and we know Cedric, Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey. What's my other guy that I love so well? I can't remember his name right now. D.L. Hughley. That's what I'm trying to think of. These were all kings of comedy back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And they actually did a tour. They went around this country touring, doing the Kings of Comedy. There was also a Queens of Comedy. Some more was on the Queens of Comedy. I want to say Monique was on there as well. And they went around touring as well. It was great comedic relief. So to hear that, she didn't get the support really kind of breaks my heart. She has Cedric the Entertainer on, Tiffany Haddish, Kalita Smith from the Bernie Mac show, the oldest daughter. But Janice is asking a fair question. Why didn't she receive that support? And who are the people smiling in public but blocking opportunities in private? And I want to go over here and I want to listen to what she said. She actually went live to her Instagram, and I happened to follow her, and she had a little bit of something to say.
Hey, good people. Look at me, 2 videos in a week. After being gone for I don't know how long. Back like I never left. But no, I got great feedback on my last video, and I got a lot of, girl, where you been? What's been going on? A lot. I've moved. I've become an empty nester. Just all kind of stuff, and just been in the space of transition. Couple of that with everything going on around in this world, it's a lot, as I'm sure it's a lot for all of y'all. But being in this like extended time of transitions, I've just been thinking a lot, and my dad has been on my mind a lot, which, I know those of you who've lost loved ones, that person is never not on your mind and heart. But I think most especially about the transitioning in the aftermath of his passing, and watching how people have been moving since he's been gone, and how he used to always say, if you ever want to be loved, you ever want to be special, just die. Everybody love a dead man.
Isn't that awkward how people, when you're alive, people don't really give you the credibility or the acknowledgement or even recognize some of the things you do. But the moment you pass away, you're this big heroine, you're this big super person. People almost worship people that are not alive anymore. And I think that should be studied. I really think it should be studied. I had this conversation with my cousin recently about how when people pass on, I always want to be that one first person to tell the information. They be on social media. Oh, so and so passed away. Oh, this happened. This happened. And I really wonder why, when that person's alive, that they don't get that same look. Let's continue to listen to her.
And watching how there are so many people who love to profess how much they love my dad, and knowing how grimy and dirty they are behind closed doors when it comes to him, has just been wild. Like, I can especially say it because I'm gonna tell y'all, I have been treated the worst I've ever been treated in my life since my father's been dead, by people you would not ever expect it to be. But let some cameras turn on and they gonna cry, and they're gonna tell you how much, oh, I love him so much, oh, I just love him so much. And even the people who haven't outrightly participated in the cruelty, they've just kind of sat back like, that's messed up. But then they'll turn around and be kikiing with the people who've been cruel. And honestly, a lot of people I ain't even heard from since my dad died. And we're talking people I've known, grew up knowing. Even in the industry, there are people, who will get on and say how much they love my dad. And then behind closed doors, that's it. And I'm not saying people need to martyr themselves to someone who's passed away, but it's wild because a lot of those people know if they had gone first, my dad would have been there for them. And they know who they are. Like, everything I'm saying, folks know I'm not lying.
Now, we've heard in the past, the scuttlebutt and all of the things, that Harvey guy, Steve Harvey, allegedly, that he and Bernie Mac were not on great terms when he passed away. We've heard that. Now, who exactly she's talking about, I don't know. But we've often heard that Bernie Mac often supported them even when they didn't support him. We've often heard that. We've often heard that a lot of things were done to Bernie Mac by this other person. But we may take a deeper dive into that later on, not tonight, and discuss some of the things that happened to Bernie Mac. That's me, AD said, I don't know why I thought Bernie Mac had more than one child. He only had one. Him and Rhonda only had Janice. And yeah, he only left us one baby. And she was an adult and she had a child before he passed away. He got a chance to hold his granddaughter and spend time with her. So he knows that his lineage will continue on.
They know I'm telling the truth. They know who they are. And it's just wild to see because why you faking? Why you fronting? That I'd respect you more if you just came up and said I never liked him. Because you couldn't love him and turn around and behave the way that you behave. You just couldn't. I don't know, and it's just got me thinking a lot about I'm 2 years away from reaching my dad's, last earthly age. And this just got me thinking about my life and what would be left in the aftermath of my passing for my daughter, and what kind of life I want to keep living. And it's just funny. Life be that way sometimes though, don't it?
And so hearing her say that kind of, got some wheels turning. She actually did an interview. And let's look at that. I think this is the one. Let me see how long this is. Okay, that's an old one. She did an interview recently. And let's look at that one real quick before we finish up and get on up out of here. Um Because I got some other stuff I want to show you too before we go.
Dad always said he was not going to live to be an old man on his 50th birthday. And I was like, hi, old man, you were wrong. You made it. He looked at me and just went, He got diagnosed with sarcoidosis when I was like 6. 99, he got diagnosed with diabetes. That diagnosis was triggering because my great-grandmother was a diabetic. She died shortly after her leg was amputated. So he went into this thing where
she did an interview with Pretty Private Podcast, but there's an interview where she goes a little deeper into what happened. Let's see if this is it.
Everybody been? I know it's been a while. Y'all haven't seen me in a minute. Hope y'all are good. As for me, life has been lifing.
Her volume, something's wrong with it, but we're gonna try to suffer through.
Some good ones, some not so good ones, but I'm here and just want to check in with everybody. Is it too late to say Happy New Year? I don't know. Well, you know what? We just got the Chinese New Year just came upon us, so I'm gonna say it. Happy New Year. But I hope y'all are doing well. And I was just sitting here and I had a thought. Y'all remember a couple of years ago when I launched that podcast to honor my dad and talked about my dad, and I was interviewing people like Cedric the Entertainer, Monique, and the cast of his TV show, and we had a real good time. What y'all don't know is that there were some people behind the scenes who sabotaged it, which is why it had to end and hadn't been in production since then. But I really enjoyed it, and y'all are still letting me know that y'all miss it and would like me to start it. I'm thinking, though, this time around, if I revamp it, I think I'm not going to be so PC. I think I'll talk about some stuff that y'all don't know about, especially some stuff that has happened since my dad's death that a whole lot of people, I know they don't want me to talk about. But I think I've been quiet for too long, and I think it's time to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. What y'all think? Who you with? Let me know.
I love that. I love that. And I am here for it. I'm ready to listen. I want to hear what she got to talk about. Many of you may not know Janice is a psychotherapist. So hearing her take on things, she's always going to give you the psychoanalytic, she's going to take you through there. She's going to break it down. We're going to have, some Dr. Mimi going on. So, anywho, because entertainment, sometimes the loudest supporters in front of the cameras are not the ones opening doors in the back. And that's pretty much what she's talking about. Janice is highly accomplished. She's educated, thoughtful, and talented. Trained in grief counseling, helping people process trauma and their loss. And honestly, the kind of work is deeply needed. I'm telling you, in this day and age, grief counseling is needed. It's needed. I had to get grief counseling after the loss of my mother. It's needed. Trust me, it is needed. And honestly, because grief doesn't just sit quietly in a corner. And I posted this on my Facebook a couple of days. Sometimes it's a smell. Sometimes it's a song. Sometimes it's the breeze. Sometimes it's the sunlight that'll just cause a tear to trickle down your eye. Believe it or not, it is. It shows up in ego, anger, money problems, broken relationships, and sometimes even a messy podcast feud. There's even a diagnosis now called prolonged grief disorder. I wasn't aware of that, but now we know. Describing how unresolved loss can follow people for years. So maybe Janice is building something bigger than a podcast. And if she eventually starts naming names, well, we'll be listening. At least I will. I'm definitely going to be listening. I don't know of anybody else, but I'm definitely going to listen. Queen Script said, I want to hear her story. I do too. I want to hear her story. I want to hear what she's endured. She lost a father quite young, 18 years ago, which would have made her 30 years old. She lost her dad because he died August of 2008, 18 years ago. So, yeah, I want to hear what she has to say. I want to hear who has been troubling you, daughter. Who has been bothering you? Who's been holding you back? Well, anywho, while on my search for looking for things to share with you guys tonight, I saw this. I thought it was quite rich of this gentleman to go live on a podcast. I don't know how old this is, but we fist to watch it. Let's
want to speak negative on people. Why is we still fighting and arguing and talking about each other? We got older kids. They don't need to see this. They need to see the right example.
Can I get the answer?
This was posted 3 hours ago on Ray Daniels' podcast. Dwight Howard and Ray Daniels speak. Let's keep our family business off the internet. It's not good for our kids. It ain't good for our kids that we let everybody know what's going down over here at the house behind all these closed doors.
On me answer as a brother, here's why. Because that's the only way they can eat. And they can't be on TV talking about something that no one cares about. That's what I mean by respecting you. If you are the reason why my kids are gonna be able to go to college, why would I kill your name? They wouldn't be on TV if it wasn't for that.
I can understand that, but at the end of the day, our children are watching this. What do you want them to see? My kids don't know my struggles like that. Let's keep all this stuff off the internet. Why
would your kids not know your struggle? Why would your kids not know your struggle? They live with you in the house. And guess what? If there's an issue, allegedly, if you are using that cocaine, allegedly, your kids know it. You may think that you're getting away with it, but you'll never get back. Trust me. Kids know more than you think they do. They do. They know more than you think they do. And guess what? When they get grown, they're going to wash your face in it. I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know to be a fact. Children will remind you of little things that you didn't even think anything about. I remember in the 7th grade, you didn't come to my football game, and I was ready to throw that ball way over there. And I was looking in the stands for my mama, and my mama wasn't there. Baby, they will remind you of that mess when they get 25, 26, and you need them to stand on their own 2 feet. They're going to try to make you feel guilty because you didn't come to that one football game when they was in the 7th grade. I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know.
Kids don't need to see that. Their minds are too fragile. Their souls and their spirits can't handle and understand the stuff that they're seeing and listening and reading right now. So instead of putting it out there, let's protect our kids. Let's keep all this stuff away from.
How much protection are you giving your kids? How much protection are you providing for your kids? Let's talk about it. How much protection you providing for them? If we got this lady out here holding up a gallon-sized bag full of cocaine, how much protection are we protecting these kids with? And then I listened to the Royce Reed interview with Carlos King. She said whatever it was happened 3 times. We back over here on the first thing we started. We probably should have made this the last thing. So we back over here. It happened. Roy said it happened 3 times. Live for me said, Dwight, shut up. That's what we need to be telling. Shut up. We need to tell the abuser to shut up, not the victim. Shut up, boy. He is full of shit. Show no. Yes. Well, his own son told his story. He's 18. Your daughter was removed, sir. Girl. But we got the lady with the cocaine at her saying that you was trying to get the kids to lie on her. Now I don't know if all that's true. But what I do know is that she held up a big old gallon-sized bag full of cocaine that she said belonged to you, sir. That's what she said.
From the internet or from social media or from other people's ears and eyes and hearts, because it ain't their place. It ain't on them to be judging or saying this, that, and the third. It ain't for the kid to be watching it and listening. It ain't for none of that. The internet and none of that should be a place where you're bashing or badgering.
I want to tell you something.
Please stop talking about me on the internet. Please stop talking about me. Stop telling my business out here.
I'm older than you, so I'm speaking to you like a brother, but I'm gonna just give you something that you probably know, but I want to say this. The problem that men like you have, and I'm gonna say men like me, because once you get to that place of, you damn near feel invincible.
Yeah.
You damn near feel like dog. Like I built something on my back from my brain, and now it's manifesting in everybody's, like it'll feed your head.
Queen Script, definitely. His PR team said, you get out here and clean this up. Get your tail out here, hit this pavement, and get this mess cleaned up. Look what you done got yourself into now. You out, it's always something, but look what you done did. Get out here and clean this up. I guarantee you, allegedly.
Hell out of your ego, yeah. But mistake we make is we see someone and we want to invite them to the stage. Like you're the one. Sit with me. And the we want to be is great men to them. So you give them what they want. You spoil them. You love them. But the one thing that we didn't do that we make is we didn't prepare them.
What are you talking about, Ray? What is Ray talking about? This man still got minor children in his home, and he still has an opportunity to raise these kids. What is Ray talking about? We didn't prepare them. When I tell you some of these folks get on here and just be talking, they have something to say. Anywho, Live For Me said, it's the fact he's saying all this, but his kids are going through all this mess. Exactly. It tells you he's out of control. Yeah, it definitely does. It does. It's like Ray, but he has a big ego. You say, I like Ray, but he has a big ego. Definitely. And girl, I'm not even gonna get started on Ray because we're gonna go into a whole nother tangent. We're gonna stick with Dwight right now. Okay, we're just gonna stick with don't do it later on. Don't do it. Ray ain't watching the latest news. Definitely ain't if he got there swinging all that.
Like, my nigga, you've been trained, you've been disciplined, you've been everything that a man needs to do to become filthy rich and successful. You've done it.
And people still say he's an animal. They still say he's a monster, allegedly. They say all manner of things about him. So regardless of what you say, people who have had an intimate relationship, those close proximities, they are saying something else, Ray. They're not saying what you're saying. They're not saying what you're saying. That's me. AD said, yeah, he's definitely out of control. Definitely. And out here on a press run. Go ahead, boy.
They didn't. Matter of fact, they only who they are because of you. So they damn near blaming you for putting them in the storm that they wanted to be in anyway. Nigga, you knew you was messing with the show.
Why are you boosting his ego? Such a big ego. Oh my goodness.
It wasn't called Wives of Rich Men. It was called Basketball Wives. You know what the fuck.
So he's clearly talking about Royce. Clearly. You ain't even putting on. You just gonna go ahead, Ray.
He was doing. You know what it was, but then now you know what. But they don't ever have to make them accountable. So as a man, we gotta make each other accountable. To you and any other man, we have to stop bringing women that we are eye candy to us into spaces that can affect our.
Well, guess what he did, Ray? He brought Royce, and then he went and got another woman and another one. Two of them are gone, and then he went and got another one. And then he went and got Amber Rose, aka Amy Luciana. Yeah. I don't think you know what you're talking about, Ray. I don't know.
Livelihood.
Yeah, Ray done raised my blood pressure a little bit high just now. Ray, I don't think Ray pay attention. Maybe Ray don't have TV. Maybe he don't look at the social media. Maybe he didn't see the woman with the cocaine. Maybe he didn't see this. Maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he didn't see her. Maybe he didn't realize. Let me hold on a second. Maybe he didn't see this one either. Maybe this is the only person he saw. Maybe he didn't see the other women that Dwight allegedly has children with. Let me see how many women Dwight has kids with. Because Chad, he done went around the world and yeah. Because we ain't got 4 kids for nothing, and you ain't got none with Amy. You ain't got none with Amy. Okay? So hold on. I'm Googling some things. Some things it just gotta make sense. And this ain't nothing that's making no sense. Dwight Howard has 5 children. I said 4. Okay. I'm sorry, Queen Script. You came down here, Rick. I didn't even see it. Yeah, Live For Me said Ray can shut up. Woo! He can shut up. Yeah, he got 5 children. 5, you said 5 women. 5 children with 5 different women. Known mothers of his children include Royce Reed, mother of Braylon, the late Melissa Rios, mother of David. And we know that David was one of the ones that we heard in the video that Miss Amy was talking to. Other mother of his children are not widely publicized, so they didn't want to be out here in the public. Though he has spoken about maintaining a close relationship with all of his children, not their mothers, but the kiddos. He has a relationship with the children. So I was trying to see, because I believe that there's 2 moms that are deceased, but look like I'm only seeing one. Y'all give me a minute because I want to make sure we got all of them. Okay, I think I got. He's had relationships. You said he's seen all of it. Yeah. He just don't want to address it. That's what it is. These men get over and stroke each other's egos. Again, I'm not going to go on a tangent with that. He's been associated with women. These are the names: Royce Reed, Tiffany Renner, Alexia, I'm sorry, Christine Vest, Melissa Rios, which we know. Those are women that he's been had children with. I'm sorry. Here we go. Royce Reed, mother of his oldest. Tiffany Renner, mother of his daughter Layla. Hope Alexa, mother of his daughter Jade. Christine Vest, mother of his son Trey. And Melissa Rios, mother of his son David, who tragically passed away in 2020. So I guess all the rest of them are living except for this one. I don't know. I don't know what it is that we're gonna get from this. I don't know. I don't know what it is that he thinks that is gonna be that we're just gonna ignore, because we're not gonna let you just get away with, not as Americans, we're just not gonna let you get away with all of the things that you've done to these women and ignore it as though we're not gonna be arrayed. We're not gonna act as though it didn't happen. None of that's gonna, that's not what we're gonna do. Not in this day and age. We're gonna address the things that you've done, and we're gonna let the world know what type of man you've been, and whatever that looks like, it just looks like it. Whatever it is, it just looks like it. And I think that's where a lot of us fall short, is the fact that we don't always address. I'm gonna go here for just a moment. I'm gonna go on and go here. I'm not gonna get on Ray, but child, we're gonna go ahead and just pick up some things and talk. But let's just talk. We can talk candid. We can talk candidly for a minute, but I think we need to talk. I think we really do, just as women, because I don't know if any men are in here. We can talk as women and men, because, honey, just wait a damn minute. Just wait a damn minute. We got too many men that want to stroke other men's ego for whatever reason. You scratch my back, I scratch your back, and we all got a back to scratch. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm gonna tell you something. Let's move over and let's talk about Kevin Samuels for a minute. Kevin Samuels came out here originally to tell men what they needed to do to get women. That's originally what he came out. Kevin Samuels, if you know any background about him, he was a guy who worked at a suit company, dressed men. He was a stylist. We'll put it to be precise. He was a stylist, and then became a guy who social media made famous during COVID. And he would go live, and it looked like in a room, dark. He had the lights turned down. He'd be dressed nice. I will say Kevin was always dressed appropriately. And he'd be in there, and he'd have his mic set up at his desk, and people would call in and ask him for his take on whatever they was doing. And after a while, the women started calling, because you know what? We can't let the men just have a segment to themselves. We got to get over there and get our little busybody selves involved in it too. So they run over there, and Kevin asked, give me your measurements. Yeah, y'all heard it. Y'all seen it. Give me your measurements. What are you up top? What are you in the waist? What's your waist? What size you wear? He called the women fat. Called the women, you got a picture of you, what you look like. Describe yourself. Oh, you're never going to get a man. Those are the things he was telling women. And how can I fix it? What can I do? They was asking questions as though they had no self-esteem, no knowledge of how to navigate life. Sometimes I would listen to them and I get embarrassed for the secondhand embarrassment. You cannot be real, but they be serious. They be for real. Anywho, moving on. Kevin Samuels made money on the internet. People watching him, paying attention. He got the viewership. He got the cash apps. He got the super chats. He got all the things, right? But in the end, he was telling, before I go to the end, he was telling these men, these high-valued men. And I'm going to tell you, this is where I'm going to get into it about men stroking each other's egos. What Kevin was saying, a high-value man was a man who had his own house, his own car, made the money, 6 figures, could afford to handle a woman, and was ready to prepare for the wife for the woman to come in and be the wife and then create the family. This is what Kevin was describing. He wasn't describing all these other egos that people have since then created, because we've seen all kinds of pop-ups coming up where everybody want to have a talk show after Kevin Samuels. Everybody want to have a podcast. All the men want to get up here and tell the women what they should be doing, or bashing sessions, whatever they want to call it. We've seen it. In doing so, Kevin was telling these men, high-value men was what he was calling them. These are the men making the six figures. These are the men who own homes. These are the men who own the cars, the Benz, the Jaguars, the Porsche, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris. These are the men. And he was asking the women, are you prepared for, you're not a woman that will get a high-value man. This is what he was telling these women, right? But a lot of the men who were responding were not the men he was telling them about. We got guys out here making $40,000 a year. The average man makes 13. Well, this was a couple of years ago. I looked at it recently. A couple of years ago, the average black man made $35,000 a year. I ain't put down no black man at all. That's not what this is about. Just having a conversation, talking about little statistics. And we know the times have changed. Some of the salaries have raised. Some of them have not. But we know that the average black man does not make a whole lot. The average black man. We do have those that are above average that are making six figures. They're out there. I'm a testament of that, right? But in doing so in this conversation, you took men who were not ready to have households, not ready to be the husband of a wife and have a family, and didn't own a house, and you puffed out their chest, and now they're going around treating women as though they are beneath them, and you don't deserve me because I'm a high-value man and I make $25,000 a year. I'm just being hypothetical. None of I said is true. I'm just being very hypothetical. But at the end of it, this man who was given all this advice about these high-value men making six figures a year, owning their own home, have prepared the home and is ready for the wife because they have all of the things, died in an apartment with a call girl, allegedly. But he was telling y'all to go out here and be the high-value men, and telling you can't get a high-value man and you don't deserve a high-value man, and then pumping up these men that ain't high-value men and making them think that they are high-value men, instead of teaching men and women what it takes to make it through life, to be co-partners to be partnership with another person. He didn't do any of that. He created a lot of animosity that we've seen pop up around here recently, right? So then you have people who, I believe, just become arrogant. Now, this is all my opinion, allegedly. I believe that a lot of Dwight Howard's problem is he's arrogant. I know that Ray's arrogant. I believe a lot of that is Dwight's problem as well. I believe he's arrogant. He was raised very nicely. He grew up in the best of schools. Already went to private schools. He didn't grow up poor, or he didn't grow up lacking a lot of things that other people did. But then you get a little bit more money. You become this millionaire and this basketball player. You get inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, and you start treating people like they are garbage. We forgot about how to be partners with people, how to treat people with respect, how to honor people. But a lot of that comes from the way we show up in the world, the way women show up, the way men show up. We create this. We do, because we encourage the wrong things. I said at the beginning of the show that the Bible says in the last days, men will call things wrong that will be right, and right things will be wrong. And I think that's just something we need to dwell on, and we need to expand on. How are we showing up? Are we teaching each other to be the best you that you can be? Or are we only looking at people based on face value? And then a lot of people, even women, were saying, oh, he was right about those women being obese and that they would never get a man, or they would never do this. Do you hear yourself? Who would tell? Because I'm going to tell you something. Signature said you said arrogant at the very least. I'm going to tell you something. Many of us watch, I think it was the girl that was on Love After Lockup. Her name was Monique. I believe it's called Love After Lockup. Monique was a pretty big girl. She didn't have a small waist. Her waist was bigger than the average lady that most of these, she wasn't a 32, whatever the numbers is. They said on the song 36, or what a winning mix. She may not have had the winning mix, but baby, she don't never fail not to have a man. Watch My 500-Pound Life. All the women laying in the bed, can't move, can't wipe their own bottom, can't bathe themselves. All of them got a man. Even if he low valued, high valued, they all got a man. So you tell me, why aren't we just teaching each other, our young, our youth, our teenagers, to be the best you, boys and girls, be the best you, so that when you do get into partnership, you can show up being the best version of yourself, and then maybe that partnership will work. Not saying that it will. Not saying this is 100% proof that it's going to be something that's going to last. I'm telling you, it gives you a chance at it. Show up at the best version of you. Don't be distracted. Try to stay on task. Try to give it all you got. Don't be so quick to think that you got it all together. Be quick to apologize when you're wrong. Be slow to speak and quick to listen. Those are the things that we should be teaching our young, but instead we teach them, hey, look at this superficial body. Love her based on her face, her skin, her hair, her nails, the big butt. Does she have a BBL or not a BBL? Is her waist snatched? Those are the things that we're teaching. We're not teaching character. We're not teaching that anymore. We're not teaching that anymore. I don't know. There's some thoughts I have. A lot of times we get caught up in stuff that don't even matter. Don't even matter. Now, back over to this mess with Dwight Howard. The very fact of whatever kind of mind manipulation he's trying to do with his family, with his children, with his children's mom, for another man to gaslight the rest of the world into believing that it's okay, I have a problem with it. I have a problem. That is an issue for me because it's not all right. It's not all right. We need to start calling wrong, and just leaving it at that. Oh, that's wrong. And that's it. There's nothing to discuss, nothing to talk about. It's wrong. It's just wrong. We don't have to discuss wrong. We're just going to call it out. Hopefully you can correct the action and we can move forward. But as long as you can commit wrong and I pat you on the back or I try to fix it, you're never going to correct it. You're going to continue to do wrong. You're going to continue to do wrong. Anywho, let me step off my soapbox. Let me step off of it. I've been on it a little bit too long tonight. I just really think that there are some things that we as adults have to understand and we just have to listen to, and we have to try to be the best versions of ourselves. We just have to be who we think we can, the best version of who we can be. And a part of that is to believe the victim sometimes. Not always be so quick to tell them to hush and give the abuser a standing ovation. I think that some of that needs to be studied. I truly believe. I done went on a tangent. A lot of that at the end don't really even matter. It just doesn't. I just think that all of us could show up as a better you and I. You could show up as a better you. I could show up as a better me. We all could do that. We all could do that, including Dwight Howard. He could show up as a better Dwight. He could show up as a better version of a father, as a better version of a baby daddy. And I don't think anybody ever gets too old to change, but change is hard when you get a certain age. It just is. Anywho, y'all, I've enjoyed this talk. Because I done talked about a lot of things. I really want to have a night where we just talk about one subject and just ride with it, have an engaging conversation. And then maybe what we do next Wednesday, just have one thing and we just engage in it. And if it leads to something else, it'll still just be that one subject. But tonight, he said it's always a good time. Tonight, we talked about Britney Spears. We're going to pray for her that the Lord will, whatever's going on with her, that he will just fix it. Because I believe that she does have a tendency to be a really good person. She just keeps getting caught up in bad situations. Same way with the Howard family. I'm going to say the Howard family because his issue includes a lot of people, 5 children, 5 baby mamas or 4 baby mamas. And then you have him, then you have Amy. And then if there's parents involved and grandparents involved, I just believe that it just includes so many people. Those people need our prayers. Instead of telling people to hush, I believe we need to really be offering a word to God. Lord, touch their family. Do what you need to do. Intervene. Do the work. Because God can do anything but fail. I truly believe that. I truly, truly believe that. I believe those children are going to need therapy. Not only are they going to need therapy, they're going to need a hope in a future, and that is God. And that's my belief. No one has to believe that, but I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I believe that to have a hope in the future, you have to have a faith. You have to have a faith. Thank you, Queen Script. And also, we talked about Janice McCullough, Bernie Mac's daughter. And I want us to remember her when we pray. Hold her up before God that she can navigate this thing called grief. Because I understand grief. Her father's been gone 18 years. Mine's been gone 30 years this past February. My mom's been gone. It'll be 2 years next month. And when I tell you, sometimes I could be walking down my hallway and just, here it comes, a scent, a smell, someone talk about something, a song. There we go. There go the tears. And it's not so much that I want them to come back here and suffer. I would never want that. But it's just the fact that I miss my mama. I miss my daddy. Grief is hard to navigate. She's navigating grief as well as someone trying to suppress her voice. And I really am praying for Janice that God will intervene and help her be able to navigate her voice and things work out in her favor. Because she seems to be a good person. She seems to be doing what's right. She seems to be just like her dad, trying to follow in those footsteps of what takes you to be a greater person, to be a greater being, to move through this life. Because we're all going to go that way. If the Lord doesn't step on a cloud and come back and take us up to meet him in the air, we're all going to have to go by way of the grave. That's just a fact of life. So only thing that matters is what you do from the day you're born to the day you pass on. That little dash in between, that's the only thing that matters. And if you are making an impact that is corrupted, that is evil, that is destructive, I challenge you tonight to question yourself, to try to work through those issues. If that means you need to talk to a therapist. And if you are doing anything from that birth to that passing on, that little dash in between, that is positive, that is uplifting, that is keeping women encouraged or men encouraged, keeping children encouraged, giving back, I encourage you to continue. Continue, and I'll pray for you, and you pray for me, and we're going to watch God work this thing out on our behalf. We just are. We just are. You guys, I, again, want to thank you for coming down here, spending some time with LadyRo while she rambled on for a few minutes about things that I think are important. They may not be important to a lot of people. But again, like I said, I found these things and I thought they were worth sharing. And I think I'm going to go out just like I came in. I absolutely, I love gospel music. I like gospel music. I love gospel music. I sing on the praise team. I sing in the choir. But I love the Lord above everything. I love the Lord. I absolutely love the Lord. I love people. And I think that each one should teach one. I say this every time I have a live. I am a firm believer that each one should teach one. Anyway, y'all have a great night. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.